Hi guys, welcome to Data Dimension. Today we're going to see LeetCode problem number 175, combine two tables, marked as easy. Let's directly go to the problem statement, try to understand it and solve it. Now here we can see they have already provided the SQL schema. So in case if you want to create the table by your own in your own SQL platform, uh, if it is like MS SQL or MySQL or PostgreSQL or any other platform, you can just copy this one and try to create the table by your own and uh, try to solve this problem by your own. Okay, now see what they have provided in here. You can see they have provided the persons table contains these columns and these are the data types of these columns. Person ID is the primary key column for this table. The person ID. Now, this table contains information about the ID of some peoples and their first name and last names. Okay. Next, they have provided the address table contains these columns address ID, person ID, city, and state, and these are the data types. Address ID is the primary key column for this table. Each row of this table contains information about the city and state of one person with ID equal to person ID. Okay, so address table contains person's address related informations. Okay, like which city or state they are from, something like that. So what do we have to find out? We have to write an SQL query to report the first name and last name, city and state of each person in the person table. Okay, so what we have to write the query so that all the records, all the person ID or persons present in person table, we have to find everyone's first name, last name, city and state. Now if the address of a person ID is not present in the address table, report null instead. Okay, and we can return our results in any order. The last sentence of the question, what they try to mean, that if a person ID is present in here and that person ID is not present here, so in that case that person doesn't have any address recorded in this address table, so in that case we have to return null. Okay, now let's see an example which they have provided to understand the problem uh, more properly. Now in the person table they have two records, person ID 1 2, last name Wang, first name Alan, last name Alice and first name Bob. In the address table again there are two records, contains address ID 1 2 and person ID 2 3, city New York City, another city LeetCode, and state New York and state California. Now what they want us to find out, they want us to find the first name, last name, city and state of all persons from the person table. So that means we have to find the city and state for these two persons. So we have to create a join between two tables to find out the city and state. Okay, so how we are going to create the join? There are different joins like inner join, left join, right join, full join. As per the problem statement, I believe we can use left join or right join in here because we need every details from one table and the common details from another table. So if we use join among those two tables, we are going to see common records of 2. Okay, so that is not our purpose. So we have to use left join. In that case, all the records from this table will get and the common records from this table will get. Now they have already mentioned we can see that there are person ID in both the tables, so we can use person ID as a condition for the join, and when we join we'll see that 2 is common, 2 is in both the tables, that therefore New York City and New York will be there beside Bob and Alice beside this record, and person ID 1 is not there, therefore null will appear in here. Okay, let's see the output. Yeah, that what we have expected to be. Let's try to write this query in this query rating section. So select first name and last name, city and state from person table. Let's give it alias as p, join address table, give it alias as a, on person id, which we have already discussed, person id, and again from address table also person id. Okay, now we have to use left join in here. Let's give left join. And one more thing we have to notice in here, that these columns are not from same table, so we have to give from which table we are getting this column. So first name and last name from person table. Let's give p dot, and city is from address table, so we have to give a dot. Just to let you know that even if I don't give this p dot and a dot aliases in here, it will work, just because this first name and last name is unique in person table, and also city and state is only present in the address table. But that's why without this alias this query will run. But in the condition both have person id, if we don't give this p dot and a dot alias in here, the SQL Server will not understand that which person ID we are trying to tell. That's why you have to give alias in here. And this query is in MS SQL, but it will work in all other SQL platforms as well, like MySQL or Postgre. Okay, so try to run this code and let's see if it works or not. Yeah, we can see our code works perfectly. Now let's try to submit the code to see how it performs in all other test cases. Okay, so it works fine, and this is it for this problem. So I would like to say, please try this problem by your own and let me know if you have any doubts or anything. You can if you have any doubts with this problem or any other problem, you can post in the comment and let me know. It's very easy problem, eligible to be in the easy category. I'll come up with another LeetCode problem. Until then, bye and happy coding.